As we transition over from dirt back to pavement again, obviously we've been teasing the big time news or big time story breaking for H&P. So what do you got for us for the H&P Oval? What kind of news you got for that? You got anything important to talk about on that deal?
H&P Oval, man, we're going to talk about the schedule here in a minute, aren't we? I mean, that's the plan.
Right. Damn right. No, H&P is closed. No, we're just kidding. That was, I always frame these things. You like what I do, Owen? It's like it's good, this whole dramatic thing to get people to watch, and it's like, yeah, okay. You know, I watch a lot of soap operas, so let's talk about that part first. Talk about the season. A lot of challenges. We lost some people along the way. It's like y'all need to come back, but the whole thing is, I think the bottom line is, Owen, it perseveres. It's happening again.
Yeah, I'll be honest with y'all. I'm totally confused in the asphalt world. I feel like there's a lot of people that want to see asphalt racing succeed and be around. And then I see all kinds of cars that are dragging the snowball or dragging the Five Flags, and they don't come race with us. And I'm like, well, how do y'all expect to survive if you don't want to come race, right? So I enjoyed our season. I'm 100% in tune with H&P and the asphalt racing. I enjoy the hell out of it. Be honest with y'all. So it's just something totally different to me. And of course, I grew up on CC Speedway, so to go up there and run asphalt, and that's, man, I'm stoked every time. I love it. And you know, KR came for the first time the last race, first time been to asphalt in 30 years, and he wasn't 100% sure about it still, but he enjoyed it. He said it was fun. The fan interaction was great, and the fans were good, you know. So I don't know. I wish drivers would get more behind it than they are. There are some and some great people involved that help out a lot, but there's a lot of drivers that could really step up and say, hey, we're going to come support this deal because it's here in Texas and what we want. Unfortunately, we lost some really great racing families over the last 2 years that all of a sudden don't show up no more, and I don't understand why. But I see them going to the Snowball Derby. You know, I'm going to travel 2,000 miles or whatever it is, 1,000 miles, but I'm not going to race right here in Texas. It makes no sense to me, but y'all know how it goes.
And Owen, it's kind of always been one of those things for me. Sorry, Bobby, because I'll forget. It's always been one of those things for me to where, like, to go run the Derby, to go run the Rattler, to go run the All-American 400. I mean, all of these different races. That's when budgeting and all that's a lot. That is a lot that you are saving to go do that. When you have something right here in your backyard, and let's be pretty candid right here, your chances of doing well are much better to go race in Houston than going to race the damn Derby. You might not even make the race. You know, when you go to the Derby, I mean, you've kind of got something right here that it's waiting for you to come enjoy it. It's my thought.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, you think about what it costs to go to the Derby. I mean, period, all the way around. And it's the amount of tires you need, the amount of everything is like super tough versus you could race here on a regular basis and it'd be fine. Yeah, I don't get it, honestly, Rodney. So
yeah,
I struggle with that, but I'm not backing down. We're not quitting. We're moving forward on a constant basis.
Yep, absolutely. Owen, so let's dive in. I mean, here we go. Last year, it was one of those things to where people wanted all these dates. They got all the dates. I will say the crowd, great. I mean, the spectator racing and all that, I think really helped. Legacies, legends, all that. The little cars that we like to call them, they really magnified that program. But let's talk about what's coming up in 2025. I got to tell you, I like these dates a lot.
Yeah, I got hit up to try to work with, and if I get loud, I apologize. I'm not here trying to work on the screen while I'm trying to do this.
Oh, shit.
So I got a lot going on here, guys. But I got hit up by some folks from Mobile, you know, about, hey, can we work together, blah, blah, blah. And, man, I like that model, and I'm willing to work with anybody. I really want racetracks to work together. It just adds a level of professionalism when we could all work together and make racing better. But we don't have that option in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Dean's number one thing is that drag strip, and I respect that because that's his money. You got to make money, and we go to work every day, every one of us, to make money. Well, Dean makes money at that drag strip. He don't make nearly the money at that circle track. So we're at a situation where whatever dates he gives us, we're damn proud to have, and we're going to make them work, and we're going to do a good job. We're going to bust our ass. Me, Mike Meekum, Rodney, all of us are going to bust our ass to make sure that we put on an excellent show on the round track, and hopefully that Dean sees it and wants us back, which he does. He loves us. He's super happy with the product we bring to his facility. So can't say enough about, hey, the dates are the dates. I can't change them. I can't do a whole lot with them. I'm proud to have them at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because and looking at the schedule, it looks like once a month is going to work. I mean, there's not an excuse for we didn't have enough time to get our car back together, or it's sitting in pieces because we didn't know when we were going to race. It's once a month, and it's pretty self-explanatory the way the schedule is going to work. I mean, it's like y'all said, it's a hell of a lot easier to run in Houston than go to the Derby and go to Five Flags once a month. So it's easier just try to stay at home and make your program better before you leave to go out of state to try to run.
Yeah, that opportunity's there, Bobby. That's what we need him to do. The one thing when I worked on scheduling with Dean, that we did 12 dates this year, and his comment to me was he felt like it got watered down, less car count. We struggled, so we went to a few less dates this year. So that's on the racers. If you want to race more, then you need to show up more. It wasn't on me. I definitely wanted more dates. I wanted at least 12 to 15 dates, and he came back and was, and just Dean's a real guy, man. He sees the numbers, he sees everything, and he sees, well, it kind of died on us there, right? Throughout the season. So we don't want to do that again. Maybe it's too watered down. We'll do less dates, and maybe they'll all show up for those dates. So when a racer's got to question it and, wonder about it, that's what's happening there. So, it's not about Dean not wanting to race or us not wanting to race. It's about the racers need to support the race, right? So that's an important piece that guys need to understand.
Yeah, it's the bottom line. I mean, because that's where everything is different to where that like we were talking about. And that place is a fully functioning business. that this is a byproduct, that we get to have oval track racing there. The other question, I'll kind of just throw this out there, and again, this will all be, it'll shake itself out as we get deeper into closer to 2025. I think the next question's going to be, with classes. I'm not the biggest fan of racing 9 to 10 classes a night. I've seen that so many different times. I think there was some folks this year to where maybe classes were left off the schedule. But look, that comes back to what you're talking about. When you're getting 4 or 5 cars a night, I mean, you and the purses were never cut there at all. Kind of talk about that part to how that may be a very fluid thing to who races and who doesn't race on the 2025 schedule.
Yeah, so it's important to understand that the classes that do race are the classes that support us. Obviously, Legacy, which I'm going to be honest, and I'm sure there's some Legacy people listening.
I'm right there with you, man.
I beat my head on the wall of the Legacies this year. Literally, they cost me multiple people that work for me. Their complaints and constant unhappiness with things really drove a negativity into the whole deal. It really did. It hurt us. But they're the largest class we have, so we sure want them there, and the Legends has grown unbelievable, right? But trucks and mods and some of those classes, they weren't happy to get cut, but if you can't bring numbers, then why do we have you at all? That's what you would find at a dirt track or somewhere else that's a functioning business, like you say. If you owned a grocery store and you only sold a product once a year that didn't sell all year long, but maybe 1 or 2 times, well, why would you keep the product, right? So the bottom line, it's a business. You look at what's bringing it, and then the top 2 classes, mainly mods and trucks, their top 5 trucks or mods, they cost me like $2,700 or something. And you look at that and go, holy crap, that's more than you pay an IMCA mod class on a Saturday night for a 20-car field. And you go in most of Texas. So you kind of got to step back and go, man, I can't keep paying 5 cars the amount that I would pay a whole full field of cars